My friends.
Listen, hey Tasha, how you doing?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you today?
I am great. Today is just a great day in the neighborhood. My Aunt Edie tells me if you can be healthy, you can make happy. So I'm here for it. How are you? You are back in a new background.
I'm healthy and happy and back in the dungeon.
Why are you calling it the dungeon?
Because you call it the dungeon.
I just said I can't see you, but
Dark.
It's intimate. We're going to call your background intimate.
I like intimate. It's
intimate. Secluded, off the beaten path.
We can go with intimate. That's enough. But yes, I am happy to be back at home in Maryland. So,
all right.
Yes.
Well, it is good.
I'm in Maryland.
And it is good to see you. We should tell people who we are as just before we get started. I am Sharon, and I am an accountability queen, and that is my partner over there, Tasha.
Howland.
Girl, can you tell people what you are and where you live? I mean,
I just did that part. I was in the beginning.
So I am Sharon. That is Tasha. We are accountability partners.
I live in Maryland.
I mean, here we go. This is exactly how we talk all the time.
Tasha's trying to look it up. That's what I'm saying.
Tasha's trying to go live on Facebook on her page.
I was trying to share it, but
trying to multitask. It doesn't always work. I tried to tell her that, but this is where we are.
It's not the business.
It's not the business. So, but we are accountability partners, and we have been accountability partners. What does it say?
Happy.
And what else does it say? What else does it say?
Happy thoughts all day.
Happy what?
Thoughts all day.
Okay, cute. And so we are accountability partners and have been for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And where we hold each other accountable for all those things that we've been wanting to do, haven't had the chance to do. But listen, because I have a great accountability partner, despite her living in a cave, she has helped me reach all kinds of new heights.
I hate you so much. But I echo the sentiment. I have definitely achieved much more than I would have otherwise, right?
Man, ain't it the truth? Oh, Gail says.
We learned the key, accountability.
Yes, Gail says, hello, ladies. Looking forward to tonight's session. Listen, tonight's going to be a fun one, right? We are accountability coaches, and we have both group coaching and private coaching. And so we often get people asking and kind of wondering, like, how this thing works. Last week, you all heard from Nicole, who kind of talked about all the things that she was able to do. One thing that Nicole didn't share, if you watched last week, is that she was able to pay off her parents' house. Like that. And that wasn't
it was an unplanned byproduct of consistency, right?
And having an accountability coach to help her see other aspects and other options that she can do.
Yep.
Yeah. And so Gail says, great session last week. So thank you, Gail. Glad you joined in last week. Glad you're joining in this week. Tonight, right? What do we have tonight?
Yes, tonight we have a queen who is on a mission. She's had some things pent up in her heart for years and is ready to birth that vision. And so she is coming to us this evening to share that and get a taste of what accountability coaching looks like live. And so we're going to hear from Miss Dana.
We are. So tonight is called Girl, What's Going On? Right? So she can tell us what she's got planned, and we're going to go through live coaching, which this is the first for us in this environment. We do it all the time, but this is the first. Let me bring Dana into the studio. Dana, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, everyone. How are you guys?
Oh, super excited to have you join us this evening.
It's good to be here amongst queens.
Yes, honey. Yes. Love your backdrop. Everything is gorgeous. You are melanin popping, all of that good stuff.
Thank you. It's like be your own beautiful. You got to be your own beautiful when you're
That's
a
right.
queen.
Listen,
That's
when you
right.
have it hanging up in your house, you are committed.
Yeah.
All right. All
So
right.
let's get into it. It's going to be a compressed session, right? But it'll give folks a taste of what it's like. So we come to a session. Typically, we start with wins, right? So we want to start on a positive note. Tell us some great things that have been going on, and then we get into the meat of it, right? So do you want to just tell us one thing that you're super happy about today, and then we'll get into some work.
Okay, so last March, I began a 20-year journey, 20-year passion. Finally got my 200-hour yoga certification. So I am fully certified 200-hour yoga instructor.
Nice.
Yes, registered with Yoga Alliance, so I can teach anywhere in the world. So that was a 20-year journey, guys. 20 years. So it finally came to fruition. So I'm really excited about that.
That is definitely something to celebrate, right? Talk about consistency, right?
Right.
You
Talk
have
about
years.
But Dana, you represent so many women who there's been a passion or something that they've always wanted to do that they've put off for so many reasons. Why do you think why did it take you 20 years to get to this point?
Well, I had my son at a young age. I had my son in the middle of college. So I began raising him instead of fulfilling my dream. So my focus was on raising a decent young Black male. So now that he will be 24 in September,
Wow.
I raised him in my 20s, guided him in my 30s. The 40s is all about Dana.
I love it. Okay, so where are we today, right? So what is it that you are working on? You have this wonderful 200-hour certification under your belt. What is the plan? What are your goals with that 200-hour certification?
So within the next 3 to 5 years, I want to have a full-blown yoga business, whether it's online or have a studio. My goal is to really give back to my neighborhood in Brooklyn, where I grew up, and teach to young African American children and holistic nonprofit. However, before I get there, I need to get the business up and running. So my company name is Just the Joy Yoga. But I'm a little I get a little sidetracked with branding. How do I brand myself? How do I put myself out there for the world to see? I'm a really private person. I've become very private as I grown older. So I'm like, now I have to put myself out there. How do I go about doing that? So it's a little difficult for me to do it. I'm afraid. I wouldn't say afraid, but a little apprehensive about letting the public in.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
understandably so.
that's where I would say like my real focus is like, I have the website, I got to get photos. I'm like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a nice day. Yeah, I'll do it the next day. So I need somebody to say, come on, girlfriend, get it. Let's do this. Come on.
That's
What
it.
you waiting for?
That's what accountability is about, right?
Absolutely. So the beautiful thing about us having this conversation is that in our daytime lives, one of us is in PR and brand management and promotion, and the other one is in sales and in project management. So this is where all of our experiences and come all together right here just to support you. So
thank you.
So my first question to you would be, you said something interesting. You want to do it in Brooklyn, and you want to do it for young people in Brooklyn. If that's your ultimate goal, help me understand why you are looking to brand, and because you know who your market is, and you're looking to tap into them in a way that they may not be looking for you.
So the reason why it's, everything that's going on with COVID and everything, it got me really to think about grounding ourselves and the African American community in itself and how if I would have had yoga at a young age, a lot of like my childhood trauma would have been dealt with at that time. If I would have if I was taught coping skills about, meditation, sit still, and it's okay to sit in your feelings, but don't dwell in them. So where you become depressed. If I had those coping skills in the neighborhood that I grew up in, I probably wouldn't it take 20 years. I probably would have been on it. However, I need to be able to give back, because yoga is a practice of giving and uniting. So it's not, it's focusing on mental wellness within our community. And that's the reason why I know my market is probably not looking for me. However, if I can go back into my environment where I grew up and say, hey, look at me, I did this, I was right where you are, I understand what's going on with you, I can help you. So if I help you now, you probably become a better productive individual.
Right. So my question to you is, but why do you think you need to go to Instagram to get to that group?
Because that's where they are right now. They're like, they're all on Instagram. Some of them are on Facebook. And I think what I'm noticing is as I look at things on a larger perspective, I see a lot of Instagram, what I call Instagram models. Let's leave it at that. Instagram models and Facebook models, but they are losing the real meaning of what yoga is. It's not just the asanas. So they're not looking for me there. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that's the reason why, is because I see it there. Now, maybe if there's another opportunity, another community like the YMCAs, the PALs, those little community centers that I can get to, then I probably would be able to tap into that.
I just want to make sure I understand the larger vision, right? So, because I hear a couple of things. What I hear you saying ultimately is that you want to do more philanthropic work,
yes,
in Brooklyn, but on the path to get there, you want to start a business.
Correct.
Okay. And who is the focus for your business, right? Because when we talk about branding, that's where you're going, right? Are you working on building the business right now, not necessarily the ultimate nonprofit in Brooklyn, because you don't live in Brooklyn right now,
correct,
right? Who is the focus for the business?
So I would say the focus is those who are looking for private sessions. And so I would say I can deal with the elderly right now. I can deal with, I guess, middle age, women, men and women. Right now, the certification for children is a totally different program. I'm not accomplished there yet, but definitely between those individuals who would like private lessons or who would prefer coming to a studio. So that would be where I start.
So what Tasha and I just saw, and for those who are watching, we have what's called the F.A.R method, right? And the first step is focus. And so, which is why Tasha and I are asking you these very specific questions, because we're going to get a focus, because you have said some very unique things that my accountability partner has caught on, is that you want to focus on children in Brooklyn. You currently don't live in Brooklyn, and you're developing a profile to start a business that's not philanthropic, right? Before we get to the philanthropic, it sounds like you want to actually start a business first, which might be skewed to adults, and at some point get to children, because you actually have to have a special certification for children.
Correct.
That you weren't there, correct?
Correct. So now you see why I need you guys.
Yeah. I mean, focus is very important, right? We do a lot of whiteboarding, Sharon and I do. And we do it in our coaching sessions, not necessarily with the whiteboard, but more, getting the information from the participants, but it's important to write these things down and kind of mind map to understand where you're going, and then you're able to hone things in, right? And then we sort of pick some focus areas for a time period, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to look from a large perspective, if it's 10 years, I want to be back in Brooklyn, working with children, right? How do we back that out? How do you get to 10 years from now, right? What do you have to do in year 1 and year 5? Right? What are those things that you want to have accomplished to make sure that by year 10, you can be back in Brooklyn with the kids, right? And so that's what we would work through, right? It takes some time. We're not going to get it done in 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
But those are the type of things that we will work through, right? And then what's the second part of our method, Sharon?
The second part of our method is accountability. But wait, I want to make sure we get back to Dana and what she said, because really what you outlined was your ultimate goal, but you have some immediate goals. And it sounds like your focus is really geared towards your immediate goals. But even then, I'm going to challenge you and say, if you're like, you want to do seniors, guess who's not on Instagram?
Instagram, right.
It's not the seniors, right?
Right. You're absolutely right.
So we're going to challenge you and I'm going to ask you, where do you really want to start your business right now? Where do you want to start? And that determines your next step.
Yeah.
I would say, if I had to be honest about it, would be the seniors.
Guess what's not important?
Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So walking through all these things and helping you focus is going to then help you create those, larger buckets, and then you create the steps under that, right? So now we have the focus of the elderly, and then we have to look at in the area where you are, right? And you just go into the details of how to reach that audience and what is your offering, and those type of things that you get into.
So let's get into real talking right now. Where do you think you can connect with seniors?
Well, definitely the senior citizen centers here, or the nursing homes. I'm not sure about the YMCA.
Honey, the YMCA is a definite one.
Oh, okay. See, okay,
the definite.
Yeah. So definitely those outlets, and also the churches. I should say the houses of worship. Definitely.
Yeah, you can say church if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's not limiting herself to a church, right?
Right.
She's limiting herself to houses of worship, right? So then I would challenge you to say, now that we've got a better focus on what's important right now, right? Yes, probably a landing page, not a full website.
Okay.
And what I would suggest is probably the relationships with the activity coordinator, not YouTube. And so since you're a private person, you've been putting off something that makes you uncomfortable, when in reality, it's the one-on-one relationships that you need to build.
You girls are awesome. You took about 20 minutes.
And I should tell anyone who's watching right now, we didn't know all this was going to happen, right? This is all, you all are watching this live, as this is happening, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I would say, make those relationships. Now, let me ask, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in Central Virginia. So it's I'm on the outskirts of Richmond. So,
okay. All right.
So was that considered southeast or south northeast?
Okay.
Well, it's south to me.
All right. So if you're in Richmond, how far are you away from Richmond?
20 minutes.
So I suspect Richmond probably has a department of senior health, senior citizens, senior resources.
Oh yeah,
I don't know the name Say that again, Tasha?
Yeah, the rec centers.
Mm-hmm.
But the health department also has a whole, right?
Correct. Yeah.
The health department is going to have an entire list of all the organizations and things that seniors have to do.
And they contract to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, so just off the top of my head, you've got the health centers, the health departments of every county near you. You've got the local YMCAs. You've got your houses of worship, as you put it, right? Those are three big winners. And I'm going to go ahead and say your local health clubs.
Yes.
And anyone who takes silver sneakers.
Which is very difficult, I hear.
Huh?
I said, which is very difficult, I hear.
I mean, but the silver sneakers is a program. And if there are any seniors in our chat box who are listening, they are able to go to gyms for free.
Yep.
Really? Yes, that's the Silver Sneakers program. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
And you're also connected to the yoga community in the Richmond area where you are, right? So
yes,
that's another.
So here in the yoga community that I am, it's very few melanated women and melanated students. So it's like I'm trying to reach my community, without isolating another community. But I really believe my focus is on my community. We need this.
No. So Gail says, well, first let me go to a couple comments. You have Evangeline Davis saying, hey, Dana. Hi, Dana. And Gail is also suggesting that you call AARP.
Okay, definitely.
So I want to respond to the comment about, the melanin trying to reach our people. One thing that we have to remember when starting a business, right? You have to be business minded. You go where the money is, right?
Correct.
And as a new business, you need past performance. And so if you can get a contract at an all white nursing home and get some hours in and get some past performance and some testimonials, then you take that, right?
Okay.
And then you take, when you have that opportunity to reach our people, then you do it. But don't miss out on the business portion of it if you're trying to build a business, right? And get that past performance by saying, oh, I only want to work with a certain people, right?
Okay. And what I would also say is understanding seniors, particularly in our community, who may not fully understand what yoga is, right? And some of our folks think, oh, that's some kind of something y'all ain't worshiping Jesus, so I can't fool with y'all, right?
Or they think they can't do it.
Or they think they can't do it.
Right.
So what you have to do is make it palatable and meet them where they are.
Yep, definitely.
Right. And so our seniors are absolutely involved in our houses of worship. And so that might be going to whoever the coordinator is at the church to say, I'd like to offer these services for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to host a workshop, and you're going to have to give it a very interesting name to make it palatable, because you got to meet people where they are.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I mean, there's some ways I've been trained to adjust my verbiage for my audience. So it's knowing your audience, how do you incorporate the houses of worship with yoga? Because we already know some of us think it's demonic. It's not Christian like, but there are definitely some verses that you can use with the asanas to get them to say, okay, well, you don't have to say this, but you can use this.
Yeah. So listen, right? We could continue this for hours, right? But so when we talk about our method, right, we focus, right? We've gotten used to focus areas. What happens next in the method is accountability, which is very important. We can't have this conversation, write our plan down, and then don't do anything with it, right? That's what happens a lot of times. We go to these really great conferences and these sessions, and we get all excited about something, and then we go home and we put it on the bookshelf, right? So the accountability portion of it is, you shared this with us. You've shared it with the world now, right? People are going to
be worldwide. Accountability worldwide. Worldwide.
So now the accountability happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at with that, Dana? Did you reach out?
Okay.
Did you reach out?
That's a
Did you
struggle.
call AARP yet? Right? Where are you? You have to be making a step every day, even if you just do 1% a day, right? By the end of the year, you're 300% better than you were last year, right? 365%.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's where the accountability comes in. We meet weekly and we're checking in with you. What were your wins this week? Right? Because that's how you build momentum, right? We celebrate every win, big and small. And then we check in. Here's your plan. Here's what you told us you were going to do. Where are you with it? Right? And then the R in the F.A.R method is revise. Life happens to all of us, right? More than we know.
Right.
So there's always going to be a revision. And so we prepare for that. We call pivots, right?
We prepare for the pivot.
Yeah, we prepare for them. We talk to you. Okay, that's the plan. So what happens if this happens, right?
Right.
Throwing these scenarios out. And so when that challenge presents itself, you're not going to be floored because you're going to be prepared because you know you've got a really great support system behind you. And we have prepared for the pivot and we're just going to move on and we're going to adjust the plan and keep it moving.
Yeah. And Evangeline says, if you make it easy for seniors to start out with, you can win them. Don't assume we know this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Dana, I'm going to say, we're super excited for what you're about to do. Tasha and I, for those who don't know, Tasha and I work out about 4 days a week, and Wednesdays are our yoga day.
Yep.
Right? And so we do yoga with following someone on YouTube. I won't say her name, but she don't look like us. So I'm going to say this. We would love to see you with a bunch of YouTube videos because that's what Tasha and I do. We go through and say, okay, she's got a whole string of videos.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to choose the one that works in the time frame that we have, which is under 30 minutes. We got to do this in 30 minutes. And so we chose one on Wednesday, was 24 minutes and 7 seconds.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it ended up being 22 minutes, because she talked, okay, we had to do planks for the rest of the time. So, we are just here to say, like, you feel like you had to go one way, which is uncomfortable for you. And if it was uncomfortable for you, we understand. And there will be times where we have to push through that uncomfortability.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of options available to you, particularly for what you're trying to do right now, you could be knocking out, I would say by the end of, tomorrow is Thursday. You can call 5 organizations by Friday.
Oh, definitely. Tomorrow's Friday.
Okay.
Friday.
You can do that. You can still do 5.
If you call 1, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
If you call 1,
that's a
win. If you call 5, you balling out.
All
Listen.
right.
If you start at 9:30 and say, I'm going to give myself 9:30 to 11:30, you can call 5 you may only be leaving a message.
But you did it.
But you did it.
Okay.
And guess what? 3 of them will be calling you back by Monday.
Okay. And I will definitely check in with you guys and say, hey, this is what I did. And this is where we're at.
Listen, we want to hear about it for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. Well, I honestly was like, this is like the best 20, 30 minutes ever. Wow. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Listen.
Look forward to the success story, right?
Yes.
You have to come back and share with our community in a couple months where you are.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can definitely do that.
All right. Well, and so we're going to have I want to say thank you, Dana, for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you, Dana.
Yeah, we're going to have another live session next week, right?
Yeah, we do. We have another live queen live
coming through. So we're going to show y'all what we've been talking about, how this thing works, how Tasha and I work together, and how we are here to make it happen and help you guys get to wherever it is you're all trying to go. Gail says, very good session. Thank you, Gail. We appreciate that.
All right. Anybody out there, please follow us on Instagram because we are on Instagram because our people out there, Dana.
We are Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on
And
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yes, all of that. And you can go to our website, accountabilityqueens.com, and you can email us at info@accountabilityqueens.com.
Yes. And if you want to be coached by us, we offer private coaching, whatever fits your schedule.
Yep.
And we have group coaching too once a week.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dana, make sure you come back to us and let us know what's happening, okay?
Definitely. Love you, girls.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
And thank you, Miss Evangeline. Evangeline said we are the best. I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take that.
Thanks, Evangeline.
Bye-bye. Take care.